Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Big Boy District episode. Fuck.
12.
I probably should have at least prepared for that. Okay, whatever, doesn't matter. We'll just say that it's episode 28. It's
I
definitely
think
not,
it's
but
12.
yeah, probably. Anyway, so it's been a while. I think we kind of skipped last week's episode because everybody was a little busy, and it happens. Plus, I wanted to do an episode last week, but I couldn't think of anything to talk about. I couldn't really work up any motivation, so now here we are. I have a lot of topics, but they're all kind of like one-offs. We'll probably get 2 minutes out of each one. But yeah, you want to start us off or what?
Yeah, so what I wanted to talk about, first of all, was... Let me pull out my topics list. I probably should have also prepared for that. I'm just sitting here yeah, we're very professional podcasters. We have a weekly schedule. Oh, okay. So I wanted to talk about you and me. We were sending each other prompts that we're going to try to write stories for that we can exchange and give each other feedback. And I just want to know how you feel about what do you think about stories in the future getting written by AI and shit?
Oh, isn't that already sort of a thing? Aren't there already companies that are using AI to write articles and shit?
Yeah. So you can go on to I forgot what it's called, but there is a DALL-E Mini type one, but for writing, where you can go on and you can type a sentence and then choose the style and everything that you're going for, and then the AI will complete the prompt for you. And I just want to know, do you think that that's going to put creatives like us out of business in the future,
Oh, man, that's tough, because I feel like that kind of shit, with DALL-E Mini, I felt like that was really beneficial for creative people, because when I saw that, I was like, oh, nice, this is an opportunity for somebody like me to get some kind of art going for a project, because I'm a terrible artist, but I'm a good enough writer. So DALL-E is good for, if what I just said, say you don't know how to draw, but you want to create some kind of art for a book or something that you're writing, but you can't do it unless you want to commission somebody off of Twitter or someone. So you can use an AI and then just type it out, and then it'll kind of create stuff for you. And I thought that was really cool. But yeah, if you were to reverse it, I don't know. I feel like that's shit. I'd have to really analyze that.
Well, here's where my thoughts
and
lie.
Bad.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it could be a useful tool. Say you got some writer's block and you're working on a book, and then so you type the last few things that you did write into the thing, and you don't necessarily use what the AI used, but it can give you ideas, or maybe help you get out of that slump a little bit.
Yeah.
But also, it's just I don't know, imagine going to a movie and really enjoying the movie and feeling like it had a lot of heart and a lot of soul, and someone really had a story to tell, and then you found out it was written by an algorithm. You know what I mean?
That would kind of fuck me up in a way. I'd be like, oh, what does anything mean?
What the fuck? I don't know, AI is really cool, but if AI takes over all the jobs, how are people gonna earn money?
Exactly. Yeah. That's kind of what the whole concept of that movie I, Robot was. Does anybody remember that movie? That Will
No,
Smith
but I
movie?
remember Detroit Become Human.
I, Robot
which pretty much has the same plot.
I, Robot was a pretty sick movie. I got to watch that shit in school. 'Cause I was in one of those I think the class was called American Cultural Studies, but all we fucking did in that class was watch movies. That was it. That was all we did. And then we would talk about the movie at the end. We watched some sick movies in that class. We watched The Dark Knight. We watched whatever the fuck movie I was just talking about. It was great. But yeah.
Probably watch Lord of the Rings at some point then.
No, actually, no, we didn't. We watched Lord of the Rings. Would have been a commitment. I don't think the teacher would have been like, all right, welcome to Lord of the Rings class for the next 6 months.
We can watch a half an hour of it a day.
Yeah, literally. We watched 12 Angry Men. I think
Oh, that's a good movie.
I want to say we watched parts of Fight Club, like most of it, but we had to like skip around because I mean, obviously Fight Club's got some sex scenes in it. I mean, they're not really like, it's not like there's full-blown dick penetration getting shown, but you're not really allowed to show sex scenes to children. Like,
Yeah, you could actually go to jail for that.
yeah.
But what were we talking about?
I don't even remember. Oh yeah, AI. And
AI, yeah. So, like, do you think that AI ever has the potential to produce something to that level? Like, something that could be considered like a cult classic? Or like a really good movie?
Probably, but I don't think that's going to happen for a long, long time. Because even now, AI is still kind of in the infancy stage. I feel like where it's doing impressive shit, but it's not like super duper like tangible result wise. Like even with Dolly Mini, it's really fucking cool and all, but it's not like you're getting these amazing like 1080p or 4K detailed pictures of whatever you're typing. Like
There is AI that you have to buy it though.
yeah, Dolly 2 is gonna is gonna have exactly what I'm talking about.
I think there's another one called like Juicy or something like that can already do that. It's like very expensive and you have to install the firmware or the software yourself, but fucking interesting.
I just can't wait for the future I mean, I think we're already in the future where we can get our phone AI pregnant. Where you can fuck Siri and fuck Cortana and get him pregnant. Like that one guy. I can't remember the name of that channel, but it was the dude who was like, I fucked Siri and I fucked Cortana. I got Siri pregnant. And then we watched those videos. We were there. We participated.
Yeah, I was there.
That's good content, all right. Welcome to YouTube in 2022. Yo, I fucked Cortana and got her pregnant. 10 million views, and the algorithm loves it. Oh shit. That was good.
Well, that's pretty much all the talking I like I said, I'm scared. I'm very scared. It's gonna suck if writers are put out of jobs in the future.
Oh yeah, that's why I think like when I was trying to come up with a concept for a villain for a story I want to write, my brain was just like, what if it's an AI? But then also like, because that's been done before. Obviously, there's been like villains that have been AI, like
Ultron.
Yeah, and like Shodan from System Shock, and there's some other one that I'm blanking on. But I was like, oh, what if we like take it a step further and the AI gets like powerful in different ways and then assumes some kind of like a physical form, and like I don't know. I think it's a cool idea. Not in real life though, because I think all of the people that are trying to caution us against AI have a pretty good point. Like, because it's basically just an artificial, sentience. And there has to be some kind of like emotion to that, because at the end of the day, emotion is basically just a natural response to intelligence. So it's kind of inevitable, I think. That's just my opinion. I'm not a fucking expert in it at all. I don't know.
I'm not an expert in anything.
Me neither. I'm an expert at trying to play video games. That's a good area of expertise. But yeah.
Well, what topics do you have for us to delve into today, Mr. Brancone, Mr. Bacon?
My first topic is I'm just like kind of fucking mad, so I had to bring this up. But AMC Plus is got to be the most garbage, greedy streaming service I have ever seen, and I'm so glad I didn't spend any money on it. Holy shit, AMC Plus fucking sucks. For one reason. There's only one thing wrong with it, but this one thing is enough to completely fucking ruin the streaming service. You can't watch Better Call Saul on AMC Plus. You cannot.
Why not?
You can't watch their flagship show on their streaming service.
Where can you watch it?
So here's how you watch Better Call Saul on AMC Plus. You buy the entire season for $25. It's not like other streaming services where you just watch the fucking show when it comes out. Like, you know how streaming services have like have one of two models. You have like the Netflix model where they just release the whole thing all at once, boom, binge it all, go for it. And then you have like the Disney Plus model where they release like the weekly episodes. AMC Plus has this model where you can watch the weekly episodes of Better Call Saul when they come out, but you can only watch the current episode. They remove the previous episodes, and then if they're like right now they're not airing episodes because the show's like taking a break for like the mid-season break thing or whatever. So they're not airing any episodes. So if you want to see the show, you have to pay 25. What the fuck? What?
Like per episode or just overall?
Oh, $25 for the whole season, which is still like
Okay.
a heavy-handed as fuck ripoff. But like, imagine HBO with like The Sopranos or like Deadwood. Like, let's say that Deadwood was like still going, like it was still an ongoing show, and if you had cable, you could watch it on like the HBO network. So let's say like Deadwood was also on HBO Max, but you weren't allowed to watch it unless it was also on cable, and you're not allowed to watch any of the previous episodes or like, you know, get ready for the upcoming season unless you spend like 25 $30 for like one season of the show. So I when I saw this, because I was kind of in disbelief, I did what every sulking internet man does, and I went to Reddit to see if other people were sulking alongside me. And holy shit, yes they were. There were a lot of people who were making my same point and were just like, why does this streaming service exist? Basically. It's just a fucking scam. AMC Plus, fuck you.
The closest thing I can think of to that would be like Amazon Prime's weird model, where they kind of do the same thing, where they have like their base level streaming service where you can watch like old like archived shit.
Yeah.
You can pay for like the new seasons of the new shows. My issue with that is I'm already paying you, so give me all your content.
No, dude, I give HBO. Okay, like this is why I think HBO is probably the best streaming service. I give them $15 a month, and I get their entire catalog, which is a very, very good catalog. No ads, and I don't have to spend any extra money for anything. It's perfect.
I'm not gonna lie, I like Disney Plus just because I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. I like watching
Disney
Star
Plus
Wars.
is good too. Plus, I like Disney Plus's model of like weekly releases. I really don't like the binge model of watching shit. Like,
So
it's a little bit overwhelming. I like it when there's weekly releases. It gives you something to look forward to.
well, I mean, the Umbrella Academy and season and the new season of Umbrella Academy and the new season of Stranger Things came out on Netflix, and they both like really didn't last very long in the public consciousness. Whereas Obi-Wan Kenobi, everyone was talking about that for weeks.
Yeah. And you could say that, like, yeah, you get a lot more bang for your buck when they make it bingeable, because you could watch, you know, whatever, whenever, and you can cancel your subscription as soon as you're done watching whatever you want to watch. And that's a great argument. But at the same time, I don't like the binging model. There's just something about, like, I guess my personal preferences. I like weekly releases more. It just makes it feel more special, I guess. Like, I don't know. But also, when you have a bunch of episodes to binge, it feels like you're in constant catch-up mode with the show. Like, you're constantly, like, trying to get on the same page as other people who are watching it. Like when we were watching Obi-Wan, like, we were always on the same episode, because they were releasing it weekly, so we were always watching it at pretty much the same time. But if they had released like the whole show all at once, like, our schedules probably would have like coincided, and we
We wouldn't have been
like,
able to talk about it until we both saw all of it.
yeah, like, I don't know. There's just the binge model was fun while it lasted, but I just think it's better when shows have kind of like a weekly schedule that they go on. But yeah, now, bottom line, AMC Plus can fucking shove a stick up its ass as the greediest, stupidest streaming service of all time, holding Better Call Saul hostage for $25 for a singular season. Like, fuck you. I wouldn't spend $25 for an entire show. Actually, that's probably a lie, because I remember I bought the entire like DVD box set of Breaking Bad.
Thank you, I appreciate you. You're welcome. Sorry, what was that, Cody?
I said like I just don't want to spend any fucking money on AMC Plus or any of their greedy, stupid practices.
I mean, I've never torrented anything in my life, but you know.
Oh, dude, this is exactly what they're encouraging. They're totally encouraging piracy. They want you. It's like they literally just want you to steal Better Call Saul, like just because that's how I'm just gonna admit it. That's how I watched season 6 or the first half of season 6. Fucking piracy. I wasn't gonna fucking put up with that. Like, but if they're gonna encourage it, then hey man, I'm all about it. Call me Courage the Cowardly Dog. I don't know.
Call me Jack Sparrow.
But yeah, I don't know why that pissed me off so much. I guess it's just because it's indicating that we're finally reaching a point with streaming services where it's just turning into cable all over again. Because the whole point of streaming services to begin with was like, all right, let's get away from the greedy cable companies that are charging us $1 million a month just to shove commercials down our throat and a bunch of programming we don't even want to see. And then streaming services come along and it's like, oh, this is awesome. There's like no ads and it's way cheaper and I can watch whatever I want. But now it's getting to the point where it's the cracks are showing.
Yeah, that's why I just stick with one or two. Right now, I'm just sticking with Disney and Hulu because that's got all the content I usually watch on both of them.
Yeah, right now I think I've only got who am I kidding? I have Disney, HBO, Hulu, Netflix. I got all 4 of those fucking things right now. I also, a long time ago, I paid for a month of Peacock. I'm not super proud of that, but
What did you want to watch on Peacock?
I don't remember. That's the thing. I think there might have been like a movie on there that I really wanted to watch, and it was only on Peacock, so I was like, alright, no free trial, here we go. I think it was only like $7 though, so it wasn't too bad. What do you think is the best streaming service though? Would you go with Disney?
Probably just because that's the one I use most often. Just because, like I said, I'm a huge Star Wars nerd, and I'm a little bit of a Marvel nerd. I like Hulu too. Hulu's got actually a surprising amount of really good content.
Hulu has by far the best TV show selection, I think, too.
Yeah, probably Disney Plus for me. What about you?
I see. I would have to go with. I think I would go with HBO Max because HBO Max has it has a really good UI. Like everything on there is organized pretty good, and again, I don't know. They have a lot of shit on there that they don't make you spend extra money to get, which I also really like. Like Hulu, I love Hulu, but the thing I don't like about Hulu is that if you want their like ad-free plan or whatever, you gotta shill out like so much money for that. It's like $40 a month for the ad-free version, so it's like, man, I'll just pay like $15 a month for the ads. I don't even care. Like,
yeah, the thing about that too is they kind of do the same shit where some of the stuff is locked behind very specific paywalls.
oh yeah.
And they advertise live sports, but I don't know anything about this, but everyone online says they just straight up lie about that.
That's weird, yeah.
But I can't speak to that.
Yo, I want to say that's true because, like, I feel like my dad was trying to watch one of the Stanley Cup games probably a week ago, and he went to Hulu and because Hulu was like, oh, you watch it here, but he like couldn't find it on Hulu, so he ended up having to subscribe to ESPN Plus to watch the game. ESPN Plus kind of looks like it sucks. All those sports streaming services look like they suck because it seems like it's literally just like you pay a monthly service and then you watch like the one game you want to see and then it's like, all right, bye-bye. There's always that screen at the end that's like, your presentation has ended. It's like, oh, come on, man. You got to give me like an after show or something. Spend money here.
The fucking ESPN business, or the UFC business model is one of the greediest things on planet Earth.
Oh, yeah. I love greedy businesses almost as much as I love Diablo Immortal. Speaking of greed, how about that Diablo Immortal?
Did that finally come out?
Yeah, and
Mm.
it's I remember that game was kind of hated even when it was announced because I want to
You
say
guys not have phones?
yeah, they were like, come on, everyone's got phones, and it's like that's not the point, dickweed. But apparently the game, like, I've heard very mixed things about it. I've heard people say that it's kind of fun. I've heard people say that it sucks and it's basically just like a Raid Shadow Legends clone. But the big thing with this game is like, my God, apparently it is so pay to win that it is egregious. I heard somewhere that it costs like $110,000 if you want to like max out your character with pay to win stuff. So that was kind of nutty.
Jesus Christ, dude. Imagine someone spending that amount of money. Like, that's a life changing amount of money.
Yeah, you could change your life by upgrading your character in Diablo Immortal and
That's
crushing the
true.
final boss.
Yeah, I didn't
That
think about that.
that makes me wish Elden Ring had some pay to win mechanics. That'd be
Yeah, yeah.
hilarious. Just like Elden Ring just has like, oh hey, just you can just buy runes in that game, like buy enough runes to get to like level 300 and it costs like $50,000 IRL. Oh my god. That'd be so funny. Miyazaki's not a I don't know, maybe he is greedy. I don't know the man personally, but his game design certainly is not, so that's good. But this Diablo Immortal shit, that just made me laugh. I was like, dude, that reminded me of when that new Devil May Cry came out and they were selling like Dante's jacket for like, it came with like a limited edition of the game and it was like 17 grand or something.
Hmm.
It was like, dude, there's probably all of 2 people in the entire world who are going to buy that.
But they're gonna be really happy when they get it.
Yeah, and
Those are the
still
type of people.
rich.
Yeah. There's Did you see that $5,000 Star Wars drink?
What the fuck?
So on the Disney cruise, there's a shot called the Star Wars Kyber Crystal, and it's $5,000, and it comes with like a ticket to a tour of Skywalker Ranch, I guess. But that's still like a huge ripoff.
Seriously, good god. Fucking, that reminds me of the Star Wars hotel that might not even be open for business anymore. I'm gonna actually look this up because I would like to know. I'm gonna look up the Disney Star Wars hotel because this place was not. They were not doing too good. I have to type with a single finger right now because my setup is fucking horrible right now. I swear I'm not slow at typing. I have to use my left fucking index finger.
I used to have a
Yeah.
man. That would take like 20 minutes to type shit, and it was hilarious.
This Star Wars hotel. Okay, well this is just a cool like art. Well, whatever. I'll look at this. Yeah, that Disney Star Wars hotel was a fucking flop. Like it was way too expensive, and it just didn't even look like a fun place to be. It was
Jesus
just a,
Christ.
it was like a windowless bunker, and it was supposed to simulate like being on a spaceship. And there's got to be like a website. Disney's got to have a website for this. Here we go. Wait, oh no, this is just an online article. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't particularly give a shit about like theme parks or anything, but I've been hearing through the grapevine that like Universal is crushing Disney right now in the theme park business.
Oh yeah, I imagine. Well, time to shift gears and talk about something positive for a change. And when I say positive, I mean Dreamco VCR. When I wake up in the morning, I wake up with a big honkin' VCR right next to me because I like to sleep with my VCR. Because if your VCR gets too cold, you might lose the ability to rewind the VHS. And it's always good to rewind your VHS tape so the next guy can watch the movie. So Dreamco VCR has brought a new discount code BBD #123, so you can get 2.8% off checkout at your order of Dreamco VCR. Father's Day is coming up. Mother's Day is coming up. Get a VCR for both of your parents. Get them both a VCR. Dreamco VCRs now come with new features. Doesn't say what those features are. It just says new features. We've actually got some new featured VHS. So if you order a Dreamco VHS using our code, you can get a copy of The Dark Crystal and Patriot Games starring Harrison Ford. That was a pretty big name. Pretty decent movie too. So, yep, thank you Dreamco VCR for sponsoring us. Anyway, let's talk about the game that we played when you came over last time. We played a little bit of Sleeping Dogs. And that game is fucking awesome. That game is so cool. I can't believe
Dark Crystal, that one movie by Jim Henson.
Yeah, with like the Muppets. It's kind of like Muppet Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Yeah, but we did play Sleeping Dogs. That game is really funny because you can essentially just weaponize human beings against each other.
You can grab people in that game, and so you know how in most games where you can grab people, it only lets you hold on to them for a couple seconds before the enemy breaks out of your grip and they start fighting you again? That doesn't happen in Sleeping Dogs. When you grab someone, you can just take them with you for the whole game. There's no limit to how long you can carry them around.
Unless they have a crowbar.
Yeah, in which case you can just punch them once and keep going. Oh my god, it's so fun though. I can't believe that game is as old as it is. I'm gonna look it up. Alright, there we go. My setup is fucking crazy. I have to bend over my microphone to type stuff. So if you hear sex noises, that's what it is. Yeah, what year did this game come out again? Because this game is fun as shit. And I played and beat this game back when it came out. Because, 2012. So I was in 7th grade when this came out. And I remember playing and beating it, and I liked it a lot. But I kind of forgot most of it until we booted it back up recently. And then I was like, holy shit, this game is the shit. It is actually super fun. I wish that I was
really cool too. The graphics are holding up really nicely.
Oh yeah. I wish that I was paying more attention to the story, but man, was it fun to just kind of do some Asian GTA stuff for a while. I'm gonna have to go back through and beat that game. Beat it all over again. Relive the experience. Because it's very fun. Holy shit, I love wacky games like this. It's it's sort of because I remember when this game came out, I was like, oh, it's just a GTA clone. It's basically just GTA except your triads or whatever.
Karate dude.
But it's so much better than just being a GTA clone. The combat, everything is just it's just a very good game. Very good.
What's your favorite Japanese game?
Probably any From Software game. Probably.
No, those are.
Probably Elden Ring.
I don't know why, but I always thought those were Korean, but I might have just been being racist.
Kim Jong-un is a huge fucking Dark Souls fan.
Really?
Maybe.
That would be cool.
Let's Google it. Let's Google Kim Jong-un Dark Souls and see what happens. Okay. So I played with a guy named Kim Jong-un today. Wait, what? The fuck?
What? I played with a man named Kim Jong-un today. Today!
I don't really care to look at that article. I just wanted to see if by chance maybe Kim Jong-un was a Dark Souls fan. That's not going to make me like him or anything. I think Kim Jong-un is one of the worst humans to currently exist, but...
Really? Man. I liked him in the interview.
Remember when all that weird shit was going on with like his social network team or whatever, and all that weird shit was getting posted, and it was making people think he was dead.
Yeah, I do remember that.
The world got all excited for a minute. They were like, "Oh man," because there were a bunch of people that were saying like, "Oh, maybe this could potentially be the opening to take down the North Korean regime finally." And it was like, nah, because like the thing is, his sister would is next in line to take over after him. And this is not me trying to be racist or appearanceist, whatever the word for that is. Judging someone based on how they look. But his sister looks like a cunt. Like her face, dude, she just looks so evil. Like I feel like if she were the leader of North Korea, that would just be somehow much worse. She just has such an evil look. Let's look up. I can't remember her name. Let's look up Kim Jong Un's sister. Kim Jong-un. Kim Yo-jong, yeah. Kim Yo-jong. Dude, oh my god, she looks like a fucking demon. Like, she literally looks like Skeletor. She is so fucked up looking. I hope everyone right now who may have judged me for like, oh, you're judging her on her appearance. I hope everybody feels bad now, because now everyone who's seeing this is like, oh, okay, he's right. He's right. She is just unabashedly evil looking. Like,
damn, and she's only 34 years old, so she'll probably be in power at some point.
Yep. Yeah, that was a shitty situation because everybody was like, "Oh, dude, finally North Korea might have an opening to free itself." Because I want to say that whole regime started with like Kim Il Sung, Kim Il Sung,
Kim Il Sung.
Yeah, he was, and then
Kim Jong Il.
His son was Kim Jong Il, and now it's Kim Jong Un. So like, if Kim Jong Un doesn't have any kids, does he?
I don't know.
I think if he had kids, they would probably be next in line.
No, I know it's his sister who's next in line.
Yeah.
You bring it up every time there's like a health concern. Because it's not like a traditional monarchy, is it? Like, it gets passed to like whoever the people say it gets passed to, not the people, obviously. But
yeah, yeah. So I think Kim Jong Un could technically, like, even though his sister is in line, I think he could pretty much, like, the way it's set up.
He wants it to be.
Yeah, and I remember having a funny thought because you know how Dennis Rodman is all like,
yeah,
cozy with North Korea. Like, what if Dennis Rodman is like scheming to like become the next dictator of North Korea? Like, he's like just a fucking
from
crazy
NBA star to fucking North Korean dictator.
That guy is a tweaker. Like there's no way Dennis Rodman's not on meth. Like the dude is always just so like weird and exuberant and never makes any sense with what he says. I feel like if he became like the next dictator of North Korea, that could potentially be better.
Or worse.
Just have like Dennis Rodman. Dictator Dennis Rodman. Dude, with how weird the world is, I could see that happening, and I kind of want it to happen. Like,
yeah, I can.
Like, why not? Dennis Rodman dresses like Toucan Sam.
He does, dude. And have you ever seen interviews with him? He literally doesn't answer questions. It's the weirdest thing. So people ask him things, and he just kind of like looks down and goes, and then moves.
Yeah, he's a trip because sometimes when he does answer questions, like, okay, do you remember when he was on the Eric Andre show and Eric Andre was asking him about things he saw in North Korea? And he's like, yo, did you see like prison camps and shit? And Dennis Rodman was just like, nah, but he showed me his father. His father's frozen. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, is Kim Jong-il actually, like, frozen in, like, some kind of, like, fucking cryo chamber in North Korea?
He's carbonite. He's like Han Solo style on Dennis Rodman's wall for some reason.
I can actually, like, see a country as shady as North Korea doing that. Because, like, if you're, like, a tourist and you go to North Korea, like, so you're not allowed to really, like, do anything there, right? Like if you're on you're not really allowed to just have like a free vacation where you just go around and explore and do whatever you want.
Yeah, there's like a guide the whole time,
Yeah,
like
it's
Avatar style.
it's very, very structured, and you have to like it's always like, all right, here's what we're gonna do today, and we're gonna go here, and they set up these like fake grocery stores, and so as much as we shit on the movie The Interview, they portrayed this part really accurately, where they have like the fake stores and the fake fat kids even. Like they'll have like the one fat kid in all of North Korea, and he'll be like standing outside the grocery store, like, "Oh yes, our women are beautiful and our men are strong. Our country is great.
Our children are fat as can be."
Do you remember the story of that dude, like that American tourist who went to North Korea and he like took a fucking poster off a wall? It was like a fucking touristy I can't remember what it was. It was some kind of like tourist pamphlet sheet, and he took it because he wanted to like keep it as a souvenir, and he got arrested and fucking sent to a fucking prison camp, and
Yeah.
America had to like bust its balls to get the dude released. And when they finally released him, he was all fucked up and like because they had been torturing him and shit. And when they finally got him back to his family, he died like a month later because he was basically brain dead.
Yeah, I do remember that. That's fucked up.
And it was just like, Jesus Christ, dude, like fucking like how can you look at someone like Kim Jong-un or like any part of that regime and be like, yeah, you people are are just fucking animals. Like you really are. And what was the other I had another like crazy North Korea. Oh yeah, their smartphones. North Korean smartphones. I would love to get my hands on one of those just to like see what it's like.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be so hard though. We'd have to like hire a smuggler.
Well, what's different? Like, I can probably extrapolate, but like, what's special about North Korean smartphones?
So, if I had to guess, since North Korea is all about like information suppression, I feel like there's probably no internet on a North Korean smartphone. And if there is, then the search results are probably extremely limited. I know for a fact that like you can't look up stuff like Tiananmen Square on like a North Korean smartphone and like stuff like that. So I think it'd be interesting to get my hands on ones to like see what it's like, just to put my feet into someone else's shoes. Because the thing is, like, not only are their smartphones like that, but they're really expensive. Like if you can even afford a smartphone in North Korea, you're like you're considered like top man. Even though they have like no features, from what I'm assuming.
No, no bitches, no features.
You can it's probably like the smartphone equivalent of like a jitterbug. Remember those jitterbug phones?
Yeah.
You could like
Call
your
you call your mom and dad and like the cops, and that was it.
Oh god.
So, but another topic I had written down was, have you heard anything about the new Avatar animated content we're going to be getting?
I haven't actually.
Nice. Well, so the original guys who created Avatar are making a studio, and they're making animated Avatar content, and it's going. So in 2024, there's going to be a movie about Kyoshi and her time period. In 2025, there's going to be a movie about Zuko and his time, and like Avatar Aang's time period, and then there's going to be a movie in the following year about Korra's time period.
Oh hell yeah! I tried to look this up, and Google thought that I was talking about the new James Cameron Avatar movie. Okay.
Nah. So look up like Avatar Studios movies.
Alright, I think I found it. Avatar Studios is a production company launched by Nickelodeon with Brian I don't know how to say that guy's name. Brian Konietzko and Michael Dante DiMartino. Holy shit, that guy's got a cool ass name. Michael Dante DiMartino. Hell yeah.
Yeah, they
That's
got
pretty fucking
movies.
sweet.
Yeah, I'm a lot more excited for that than I am for there's making a live action Avatar season, I guess, on Netflix. And I'm not even like subscribed to Netflix anymore, so there's a good chance I'm never gonna see that.
The only reason anybody is, okay, bleh, tongue twisted the shit out of that one. The only reason anybody is still subscribed to Netflix is to watch Better Call Saul, because Better Call Saul seasons 1 through 5 are still on Netflix, and it's the only place that you can still watch that show without having to spend a ton of money for AMC bullshit.
Is
They're
the season that's
really-
getting released right now, season 6?
Yeah, and like we talked about it at the beginning, but yeah, AMC is making it damn near impossible to watch that show legally right now. So that's like one of the only reasons people are holding on to Netflix, just to bide their time for Better Call Saul season 6.
Yeah, and it looks like for this Netflix Avatar show, they're just remaking season 1 of Avatar, which it's like, I don't know, we already have that, and it's probably better in animation anyway.
Yeah. I
Shit like that.
love the animation and art style of The Last Airbender. It's one of my favorites.
Same.
It's so gorgeous. Like they just did such a good job. And it's funny, when I was a kid, so I'm one of those weird people that didn't watch The Last Airbender until I was basically an adult. Because when I was a kid, I always avoided it because I hated the art style because I thought it was anime. Which, I mean, it's kind of anime, but not really. But when I was
I mean,
a
it's
kid,
like inspired by anime.
yeah, like, but when I was a kid, I hated anime. Like, I hated all anime. I hated everything that looked like anime, so I was like, oh, I'm just not gonna watch that show. It looks like another stupid anime. And then when I watched it as an adult, I was like, holy shit, I can't believe I didn't watch this as a kid. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it's
so good.
especially when they hit their stride in season 2.
Yeah, it is a fantastic show. It's like one of those shows where like by the end of it I was just like shocked that it was a Nickelodeon show. I was like, how did a show this good come from fucking Nickelodeon? And then like, not to shit on Nickelodeon, like I don't have anything against Nickelodeon, but it's a cartoon network. Like it's a cartoon channel. And The Last Airbender is like genuinely one of the best shows ever. Like it's very, very good. So it was just like one of those things. It's like if Breaking Bad was on Adult Swim or something.
Breaking Bad was on Adult Swim. Adult Swim would be like the biggest network ever.
Oh God, for real. It'd be Adult Swim Plus. Oh God, Adult Swim Plus. That's coming.
It's on the way.
I don't know though. Adult Swim doesn't really strike me as that type of company. I don't know. They kind of do though. Like they'd be the type of company that, like, you know how Adult Swim does those like black screen, like white text things in their commercials.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Hey, it's us, Adult Swim. We've decided to cash out and sell out too. Please subscribe to Adult Swim Plus. Give us your money." Like they would try to make it funny and self-aware.
But it would still be real.
Yeah. Adult Swim Plus. Adult Swim Plus, if that happens, they owe me at least like $10 for beating them to the idea. Unless it's already a thing, which it might be. Alright. So TikTok has this weird trend lately where there's like cartels doing shit.
Oh, okay.
Like videos of like actual like crazy type cartel shit. Like you'll see like a video of like a Federale truck with just like bullet holes pumped in it, and then it'll pan over and it's like some 16-year-old girl with an assault rifle. It's fucking wacky. I'm gonna have to Google this one too, but there's some like absolutely crazy TikTok cartel shit. Damn it, I suck. It's like I'm being bent over a barrel when I have to type right now.
That's
Okay.
good. That's good. It wakes you up in the morning.
TikTok cartels. Yeah, cartels boast on TikTok how they make millions smuggling migrants across the border. Oh, that's not even the worst. That's not even like the bad part. Dude, some of these videos I've seen are borderline kind of awesome. Like, okay, I shouldn't say that. Like, YouTube, I do not support the cartels. I say this once a video. I don't support the cartels. Cartels are bad. We have to make sure we throw this in. Cartels are bad, but these TikTok cartels are fucking sweet though. Like, uh, teenage border smugglers. Like, I'm just trying to think about. I'm trying to find that video of the one with the fucking cop car that just had bullets in it, and then there was like this 16, like Kim Kardashian looking girl going like, yeah, because that's what Spanish sounds like. Yeah. You think crime on TikTok is cool?
No.
Good, I was testing you. That was the monetization test.
I do not condone violence.
Who do you think is the sexiest bald guy on Earth?
Me.
Let me Google every famous bald person. God damn it. I swear I'm not normally this bad at typing. It's just that I have to type at like a crazy angle. Alright, most famous bald person without it. Yeah, there we go. Alright. So here's some choices I'll lay out for you. Bruce Willis, Vin Diesel, we'll throw Jeff Bezos in just because he's like the first guy I thought about. Even though we all know Jeff Bezos is not sexy.
Funny thing is you just have to say the word bald and it's like Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. Dude, Jeff Bezos is he kind of looks like a penis wearing clothes. He's just not very attractive. We have the bald version of John Travolta from when he was bald in that one movie.
Sebastian Shaw.
Oh yeah. I can't even think of who that is.
I mean, either it's just a name.
I like how we were both like, oh yes.
Jeff Bezos is bald.
My vote might go to Terry Crews, but he has kind of a weird shaped head, you know, like the top of his head kind of like he almost kind of looks like a chocolate, like one of those chocolate water fountains.
What the fuck, Cody?
Like he has like those
on your
weird
roast Terry today.
Like he's sexy as shit, but I feel like he'd be sexier with hair, you know?
I don't know, I almost can't picture Terry Crews with hair.
Let's see who else we got here. Vin Diesel is not very sexy, but damn does he look charming in this particular picture. Damn, look at him.
What about
that's kind of
Rock?
What?
What about The Rock?
The Rock? Oh yeah, The Rock is I guess. The Rock almost he kind of looks like the perfect human in a way. Like if science could create like the genetically like most perfect human possible, The Rock would probably be the result. It would just be a fully like hairless, just shaven all over the place Dwayne Johnson. Just like a Deus Ex Machina. Like, well, oh yes, my vote goes to Billy Zane, one of the most underrated actors ever. This isn't even a very good picture of Billy Zane. Here, let's find a better one. Yeah, Billy Zane. This guy's fucking gorgeous. Look at him. He looks like a really handsome baby. I went to business school.
It's like a really handsome baby.
Yeah, that's my man, Bill. Why are all these pictures so like tiny and low resolution?
Because he's underrated.
Give me the Billy Zane I want and need. Is there like a... Yeah, let's go to image sizes here. Let's find something that's bigger than... Yeah, there we go. Give me the... Cancer warning for bald men. Wait, what?
You know, because of the sun.
I don't... And they just decided to use a picture of Billy Zane for this?
Yeah, man, he's got cancer.
No. Oh yeah, Jason Statham. He's only kind of bald though.
Yeah, he's like got his toe dipped in baldness.
Yeah. There's Billy Zane. Everybody leave my boy Billy alone. I don't know why I'm calling him my boy Billy. He's old enough to be my father. Definitely. He's like in his 60s. Or
Is
probably
he your
not.
father?
I wish, man. My dad's fucking lame, dude. My dad's not Billy Zane. No, I'm just joking. My dad's not lame, but I do have a funny story about the time my dad tried to cut his own hair. It was super funny. He like totally fucked it up, and it just like it was like, you know how they say when you get a bowl cut, it's like you put a bowl on your head and you cut around the bowl. It was like my dad put like a turtle shell on his head and like cut around that or something. It was
That's
so
so
funny.
funny.
And the whole time I was like, it doesn't look that bad. It's fine. And then my aunt came over and was like, what the fuck? Holy shit. We're gonna fix this. It was funny. I learned a good lesson from that too. I'm never gonna try to cut my own hair. Because I've thought about it. I was like, I wonder if I could cut my own hair. And to me, something about that just sort of confirmed, no, I'm never gonna try it. Leave it to the professionals.
Yeah, I tried to cut my own hair once, but I was like a child.
Did it come out good?
No, I had to go to the barber the next day. My
That
parents
sucks.
are really angry. They're really, really angry.
Have you ever? Did you hear the story of that fucking like that? They were at this. I can't remember where this was. I'm gonna probably have to Google this too. But there was a mall, and they were like doing some work, and they were taking down some of the old walls. And behind one of the walls, they found an entire Burger King that was just abandoned and forgot about.
Yeah, I did see that. That's crazy that shit like that can just be lost to like bureaucracy, you know?
Yeah. Time capsule. Burger King found fully intact behind a wall at a Delaware mall. Yeah, I actually want to like look at this article. I thought this was, I don't know why, but I thought this shit was so interesting. Like I literally sent it to my mom and my mom thought that it was interesting. She like sent it to my grandma. I started like one of those old school like chain email things with my family. But yeah, this like full blown how do you, first of all, how do you lose a store like this? Like how, if you're a franchiser or a company, like how do you just like forget about one of your entire places?
Well, they probably closed it down and the mall like built in front of it.
Yeah, that's, but like still like how did they like never do anything with it? It's damn,
Like I
it's a
said, shit
big store too.
just getting lost to bureaucracy, you know?
Yeah. Fully vintage Burger King was found behind a wall. Like, dude, that'd be such a cool ass thing to find unexpectedly. Like, that's like some Dark Souls, like, invisible wall type shit. Where, like, you hit a invisible wall and then the wall disappears and reveals a fucking Burger King. Like,
It's funny.
wait, what the fuck? Literally, my storage 2019.
And
What
this place is fucking terrifying.
the
Because
hell?
no one's used it in years.
What?
There's still
What's going on, Cody? Tell me.
Oh,
What can I do?
I'm watching a
And
video
then
about
the
it. I didn't even know
ceiling
there
is
was a
running
video.
away, and that's like the start of the fucking Grudge or some shit. Like, look at this. Oh,
It's not
and then
terrifying. It's just an abandoned fucking Burger
back
King.
here.
Was it fucking? Is it Nuke's top 5 narrating it?
Yeah, this
They
girl
found something
was.
that's truly terrifying.
This girl's
I've not
looking
been back-
around
oh,
like
there's a mirror.
just exploring it.
Hello.
It's like it's not scary.
But yeah,
Like,
this
I think
place
it's
is
fucking cool.
terrifying. And I'm here to pick up shit that we need.
Yeah, I mean it's just a Burger
And
King.
we never
Yeah, think
fucking
about it. It's
have.
been walled off for God knows how
What
long,
we
like
need.
decade. It looks like a Burger King from like the 80s. So it's probably been walled off for a good like 20, maybe 30 years. So like, what's gonna be in there? Like, who could have possibly gotten in there if it's all walled off?
Me, I actually live in there.
I think we just stumbled upon King Tut's tomb. No, I think it's just a Burger King. I don't know. I just think shit like this is cool. I don't know why. It just like says something to my mind where I'm like, wow, dude. How did they fucking find a
Whoa.
whole burger? It makes me think of like what other kind of shit like this is out there. Like where else can you just like maybe tear down like a really thin wall and find like a massive thing behind it or something? Like, you know how in caves they have like those tunnel systems and everything's all connected, but then you reach a point where the holes get too small so you can't go any further. But when you
Yeah.
look through the hole, you can tell that the cave like opens back up, and there's like a huge room on the other side. If you could just
Yeah.
get to it, like I don't know, I just think shit like that's cool.
It is interesting. I've always thought cave spelunking would be cool, but then I've read those stories about those dudes that have gotten like stuck upside down and shit.
Oh yeah, or people who run out of light. That shit's always
Yeah.
terrified me. Imagine being like a cave explorer in like the 1800s and you're going in with like a torch or a lamp and your light source just goes out when you're like in the middle of a fucking tunnel and you're just stuck down there in the pitch dark and you're like, "Oh, okay.
You
Which
ever
way do
read
I
that
go?"
old horror internet horror story, Ted the Caver?
Uh, I'm not sure.
It's about these two guys who are spelunkers, and they go and find this cave, and this cave is weird as shit. But it's like just a small enough they can. It's like exactly what you said. So they find this cave, but the opening's really small. But if they look inside of it, they can tell they could get in there. So they spend a few weeks chopping at the entrance with a pickaxe until they finally get it wide enough till they can fit through it. And then they go down in there and they experience some weird shit. A bunch of boulders move that shouldn't be able to move, and then they got out.
Wow, holy shit.
Yeah, and then the story ended with them being basically obsessed with the cave for some reason. They're like, they just couldn't like move on from it, so they tried to go back to the cave, and then the guy never updated again. And it's like, obviously, like it's an arg or whatever, but still pretty interesting.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, I don't know about caves. I think caves are cool. Like I'll like go on like like a tour of a cave, like I've been to Wind Cave in South Dakota. I've been to Cave of the Winds in Colorado. A lot of windy caves in the
Yeah,
Midwest, I guess, but I've been to I've been to Jewel Cave too. I've been to a bunch of different caves now that I think about it. Holy shit. It's always fun going on those tours and seeing all the cool shit that's in like deep caves and stuff, especially Wind Cave because it's like super duper deep underground. Like you kind of feel like you're in like Moria 2.0 when
mm.
you're in Wind Cave.
Yeah, I've been in both of those too.
But yeah, I would never go on like an unguided tour of a cave. I don't think I think I'd just be too fucking scared of getting stuck or something. Because that's like
Yeah,
actual dangerous shit.
yeah, you got to be really careful.
Yeah, because like going into a cave isn't the same as going into like an abandoned building, really. Like abandoned buildings, you can eyeball things, but when you're in a cave, that shit's just totally uncharted, and like you kind of got to take some leaps of faith here and there. Like I don't know, especially that claustrophobic shit. Not a
Fuck
fan.
that. Me neither.
You know what I am a fan of? Video games.
Are you a
My
fan of Video Game Donkey?
video game donkey. Yeah, I like Donkey. Donkey is one of the OGs. He's one of those YouTubers that
Yeah, he's
posts
one of those
content.
YouTubers. Yeah, he posts YouTube videos on YouTube.com.
I do like Donkey. I think it's really funny when people online like take his reviews really seriously because even Donkey himself says that like he just sort of wants to like make jokes. So most of his videos are kind of centered around making laughs. Not to say that he doesn't make like serious points or anything, but I don't know. Every time he makes like a dunk view video, you see people on Reddit that are just like, "Oh, like, Donkey had this weird, stupid take about this game," and it was like, I mean, A, he might not have been serious, and B, Donkey's opinion shouldn't be your end all be all. Like,
Yeah, it's he's not really trying to be taken seriously.
yeah. Yeah, overall, I like Donkey. I give him a large number out of a slightly larger number.
Yeah, I would give him like 6 out of 3.
I give Donkey 5 bags of popcorn and a ticket to E3 2023
Summerfest?
so he can meet Greg Turkington personally.
This
That's
year's E3 apparently was just pretty much a giant promo for Black Adam starring The Rock.
I didn't even pay any attention to like the fucking. Didn't some big gaming event just happen?
Yeah, the Summer Gaming Fest,
Yeah,
whatever they wanted to call it this year. It's E3 under a different name, I think.
I didn't watch that at all this year. If it already happened.
It did already happen. It did.
Oh shit! That yawn just ambushed me. At least it wasn't poopy.
Fucking, I'm getting like a billion emails from Indeed because I went on Indeed for 5 minutes the other day to print off my resume.
Oh, I hate that shit. Indeed has so many like bots on there too.
Yeah.
Shit. Why did I put my topic list away? I had a good one. Wait, did I have a good one? Oh yeah. So lately I've been playing these video games and I think there's a problem because these video games are making me violent and I don't really know how I'm gonna cope
Deal with it.
these
Yeah.
violent dark thoughts that are forming in my head. So
Oh.
I think what I really need is a car dealership with less than 15% APR. So ladies and gentlemen, we have been sponsored by Dealin' Doug's Dealin' Autos. Just kidding.
Oh man, I was like, no.
Dealin' Doug. I feel like if I were to claim Dealin' Doug sponsored us, he'd probably actually come after us with like a fucking iron fist.
I remember when I worked for Dealin' Doug, he came in to visit the Arapahoe Kia dealership like 6 times, and every time he would come in, he would just basically be like, "Hey," and walk through the whole building like, "Hey, hey, hey," and
That
just
is
be like,
exactly what he does in his commercials.
and then he would clap a few people on the back, go in the manager's office. It would get really quiet, and then he would come back out and be like, "Ah," and then leave. And it was just like, wow, that guy is a multi-millionaire, like 10 times over.
Yeah, dude, that guy's been on TV since I was a baby. Like I'm not literally.
Yeah,
he
he's
is-
kind of an entity that appears in my life randomly because the first time I met him, he happened to be my dad got from his work. He got this really good seats to a Rockies game, and he happened to be in the same box. And he and my dad met, and then like I've met him a few times since, and he's just a very eccentric, weird, rich man.
Hell
What are you
yeah,
doing?
get Dylan Doug on the podcast.
Yeah, oh
He'll be
yeah,
our
I
first
shall.
guest.
Go.
So based on all the information you've just said, you are like very, very close friends with Dylan
Oh yeah,
Doug.
he's my best friend.
So you can get him on the show. Like without effort. You could just like ask and he'll drop everything to jump on, right?
Yeah, I'll call him up real quick.
Cool. You do that, I'll just wait. We can do like a 2-parter episode today for Dylan Doug.
No, get in there. All right, yeah. Well, we could actually like do it right now if you want. Like he's on the phone.
Yes. Can I talk to Dylan Doug?
No, only I can talk to him. Sorry, but he's my best friend, and only I can talk to him.
I do like how he kind of dresses like a middle schooler, even though he's like 70.
He wears a lot of rings.
He also wears those kind of like short sleeve, like Zoo York style shirts that like middle schoolers wear, like those skater kids. He dresses like a youngster, like he knows what's hip.
Yeah.
I think it'd
He
be
knows
funny to
what's
see him wear one of those like propeller hats. I don't know. Well, what's your opinion on this? Is a big, massive shift here. I don't really know how to make this a natural shift, but there are games out there with moral choices, and how you make those choices affect the experience of playing that game. So, what's a game that you can think of that's a good example of like, I guess a game that lets you be either like a good or a bad guy?
Honestly, most games that advertise that, in the end, the choices don't really matter much.
That was exactly one of the points I was gonna make.
One of the only games I've ever played with like actual different outcomes for shit is Detroit Become Human.
That's a good example, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, but The problem I have with games like that is they're so boring because it's not gameplay.
So a good example I could think of, so I guess BioShock and the Little Sisters, right? Like, so that was a good idea that I think could have had better execution. Because, so like BioShock, you have like the choice between like, saving the Little Sisters or outright like murdering them. And if you save them, you get less Adam, which means that you get like less ways to go about upgrading your character. But if you kill them, you get way more Adam, so you can kind of like power the shit out of your character with plasmids and shit. But it would kill the kid, so that was kind of your choice in that game. So my problem with the way that BioShock does this is that there isn't really a whole lot of gameplay incentive to be the bad guy because BioShock just isn't a very difficult game. It's actually, I would say it's one of the easiest games I've ever played. Like, it's a very easy game. There's not really any consequences for dying. So when the game kind of presents you with that whole moral dilemma of like, okay, you can be a good guy and go with that route and try to get the good ending, or you could be the bad guy and the game will become easier and you'll be more powerful, you'll have more abilities, but you'll get a more evil outcome, and at the end of the game you're probably going to feel like a piece of shit. Like, that's a cool idea, but the game doesn't really get that much harder if you take the good guy route. So there isn't really much incentive to kill the Little Sisters unless you just want to be a jerk. So, like, I think they, as good of an idea as it is, it could have been implemented a little bit better. And another example I can think of is like the Fallout games, like Fallout 3 and New Vegas, because those games give you a plethora of options to be,
Oh, good word.
you can be like the Boy Scout who helps everyone and wants to save the world, or you can be a piece of shit and you blow up entire towns and like enslave people. So, like, I don't know. I think it's fun when games give you those choices if they're done right. Like, I think Fallout strikes a really good balance of like, you could be good or evil. My problem with Fallout is they don't really make the evil route very apparent sometimes. Like, it does kind of seem like they want you to be a good guy, even though the evil path is always there. But then you've got games like Skyrim, where it is genuinely hard to be evil in that game. Like,
Yeah.
Skyrim really wants you to be the hero.
Yeah, every time you join a faction, even if it's a bad guy faction, you end up like becoming their leader and saving all of them from extinction.
Yeah, and like fucking the worst offender was the fucking Thieves Guild, where they're just like, all right, so turns out we're not so bad after all. Like, we're actually basically just a bunch of like Robin Hood people, and our leader is a jerk. And I don't even really remember that much about it, but yeah, Skyrim had some pretty boring quest design. Like,
Yeah, they did. It was very formulaic. I don't know how people, like my dad, for instance, completed that whole game, like side quests and all. Like he 120%ed that game and all its DLC. It's like, how though?
I played a ton of Skyrim back in the day, but like looking back, I don't know if I'm ever gonna play Skyrim again because like as fun as it was at the time, there are just billions of other games out there now that have done what Skyrim has done, and they've done it so much better. And they've gotten everything. They've just the combat, the story, the characters, the writing. There's other games that do it so much better. And like Skyrim is still good. Like it's I think the big problem with Skyrim is that it isn't really a thinking man's RPG. Like it's a very simplistic game, even compared to Fallout, or like previous Elder Scrolls games. Skyrim is just really really simplistic.
So are you excited for Starfield at all?
No, I mean I'm not like anti Starfield, but I'm not really excited for it either. I don't know. I have a hard time getting excited for games nowadays. But when I do get excited for a game, it's usually a good sign, because the last couple games I've gotten excited for have been good.
Hmm.
So I'm like a video game gypsy. Like I know what's gonna be good. I have that refined taste like a sommelier.
Sommelier.
Yep. Like a Somalian.
Jason Sommelier.
What game have you played that had the absolute worst ending ever?
Man, I don't even know if I have an answer to that. I don't play a lot of story games these days, but probably. Let's think here. Big brain mode.
People are
Well,
furiously typing Mass Effect 3. I know that the Mass Effect 3 ending like literally ruined the series for a lot of people. Like Mass Effect 3 was like everybody hated that ending. Like
what's the game you played with the worst ending?
personally, I have two that always come to mind. So as much as I love Fallout 3, the ending
Oh.
is fucking stupid. Super stupid. Like, the ending is inexcusably bad. Like, the ending is so bad that I would, like, if I were to give the game, like, a review, like, you know, out of 10, 10 out of 10 kind of shit. Let's say I gave the game a 10 out of 10. The ending sucks so much dick that I would take an entire point off, and I would give it a 9 out of 10 just for that ending. I wouldn't do that to any other game. I thought Elden Ring had kind of a crappy ending, but I wouldn't take a point off for it. Fallout 3's ending, terrible. So basically, you have to, I'm not going to explain all the context leading up to this, but you're in this big final battle, you're on the offensive, and you're fighting with the Brotherhood of Steel, and you got Liberty Prime, the giant robot, and you're all fighting your way to the water purifier, and you're trying to defeat the Enclave and turn the water purifier on. So you get there and you have this like weird sort of like final fight with this guy, but he's just sort of a normal dude. He's like the colonel of the Enclave, but he's just like a guy in a jacket, and he's supposed to be like a boss fight, which is kind of lame in and of itself. So you kill him really easily. And then you go upstairs and you turn the purifier, or you get ready to turn the purifier on. And then the Brotherhood of Steel guys realized, like, oh shit, the room where the water purifier, like the little command terminal thing, is like super deathly irradiated. And whoever goes in there to turn the purifier on is going to die. So we have to kind of like, you know, it's supposed to be a moment of like, oh, are you going to sacrifice yourself to turn the purifier on and then die? Or are you going to send your friend in to do it? So Fallout 3 gives you a follower, and this guy, you meet him as a part of the story, so it's not like a side quest or anything. This guy is a part of the plot. He is a super mutant named Fox, and he becomes one of your companions, so he'll like follow you around, do stuff for you throughout the game. Since he's a super mutant, he is immune to radiation. In fact, he's actually healed by it, so super mutants actually like radiation. So you can ask him, like, hey man, can you go in there and turn the purifier on, because I don't want to die and nothing's going to happen to you if you do it. This piece of fucking shit, motherfucking super mutant, looks you dead in the eye and refuses to do it because he says it's your destiny.
Ah, fuck that.
Fuck!
That's stupid.
Fuck! So, here's what else happens. You can convince him to do it anyway. And he'll do it. And of course, he comes out unharmed. Bada bing, he's a super mutant. He's fine. Nothing happens to him. If you do that, you still get the bad ending. And then the fucking final narrator, Ron Perlman, says, "Oh, he refused his destiny and took the cowardly route and sent the super mutant in to do it for him." Like, what the fuck, dude? Why do I need to die for no reason? You're telling me the only way to prove that I'm, like, a hero is to die? Like, I literally have to die to fucking not be a piece of shit? What the fuck? Like, I'm getting mad. I'm getting mad just talking about it. It's the stupidest ending of all time. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea, but it wasn't. It was ridiculous. I fucking hated that ending, and they sort of tried to rectify it by releasing the Broken Steel DLC, which basically just expands the main story of the game and gives it a slightly more proper ending, and it still doesn't work though, because, like, fuck you. That's a stupid ending. That's absolutely retarded. That's like if, like, at the end of Lord of the Rings, Frodo and Sam get to Mount Doom, and then Sam is just like, "All right, Frodo, drop the ring in. But, you know, while you're at it, you should probably jump in after it. You know, just to, like, really drive home the sacrifice. It's your destiny, Frodo. Yeah, what are people gonna think of us if we both go home alive? They're gonna think the Chosen One wasn't really the Chosen One. Like, fuck you." Like, eat my dick. Eat my fucking cock. Stupid ending. But, do you remember?
I don't know if I feel anything. I don't know if I have any game or movie even. I can't really think of any examples where I saw an ending and I was like, ugh. Because usually when I hear something has a bad ending, I just don't engage with it.
Yeah, me too, because, like, that was why part of me was giggling at the Game of Thrones shit when that was happening. When everyone was talking about how terrible of an ending Game of Thrones had, because I was like, man, now new people who haven't seen the show yet aren't gonna want to see it because they know that they're gonna commit to something that's gonna end up sucking at the end.
Yeah, and that's pretty much
that.
exactly what happened. And now that show has pretty much all but disappeared out of the popular eye.
Yeah, now the only discourse you hear about Game of Thrones is people talking about how shitty the ending was. That is not the legacy you want to leave behind. That's exactly what Mass Effect 3 did, man. Like, people loved that franchise. And then Mass Effect 3 came out, and, I mean, shit, people loved that game, and until that fucking ending came up. That ending literally, like, it ruined the series for a lot of people, because it was one of those endings that, like, invalidates everything you did over the course of, like, 3 games. And people don't like that. So, like, yeah. It's gonna happen. Do you remember the ending to Far Cry 3?
I don't. I never played the earlier Far Cry games. I started Far Cry 4.
You literally slit your friend's throat and watch the rest of your friends die, and then you watch the main villain ride your dick until she gets instantly pregnant, and then stabs you in the chest, and then you die.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I thought Far Cry 3 had kind of a bad ending, too. Seedless to nay.
Fucking A. It's literally goddamn insane.
But yeah, I don't know. For me, it's a tie between, like, Fallout 3 and Far Cry 3. Like, those games both had, like, really fucking stupid endings. Fallout 3 mostly just pissed me off, though, because it's literally all your friends coming together to tell you to go kill yourself, basically. And it's just like, okay, yeah, this is fun. Like, so glad I did quests and helped you assholes earlier.
Well, I think that's a pretty good spot to wrap it up today. We've been going about an hour and 10 minutes.
I was just about to say that, yeah. It's been like an hour and 20.
Yeah, I gotta let my fucking dog out before the fireworks start.
Hell yeah. Fireworks. Oh yeah, it's the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Don't be one of those people in the comments that's like, 4th of July, what are you celebrating for? We live in the worst country ever. Ugh, there's no independence. Ugh. Shut the fuck up. Like, honestly, just go fly your ass over to North Korea if that's how you feel. We talked about that at the beginning of the podcast. I'm sure you'll have a lovely time over there. But anyway, thank you for listening to the 4th of July special. We're gonna call this the 4th of July special. Even though we didn't really talk about 4th of July at all.
official.
Happy 4th, everybody. This video will probably be uploaded within the next 20 minutes or so. So
Cody, what did you get for 4th of July?
Oh, that's good. My family likes to do presents on the 4th of July.
So you owe me one present.
I actually did go buy some socks earlier, so I got myself a present.
Fuck yeah, well, if you have any fireworks left over tomorrow, I'll come through and we can set them off.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm sure we'll probably have some.
Yeah, I would tonight. I just have dog sitting.
Hell yeah, man. Good luck with that. Hopefully it's one of those dogs that is cool with fireworks.
Oh yeah, he doesn't give a shit.
Hell yeah. Well, that's going to be the end of this episode. Again, happy 4th of July, and goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye!